Hey, welcome back to Meiji and Poppy's Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make a chocolate covered caramel pecan log. 3 ingredients, 5 minutes, so delicious, so easy, no baking, and you're going to be asked to bring this to everything. So let's get started. Okay, so what we start with is a bag of caramels. Now, this is one of the most difficult parts of the recipes is unwrapping all of these caramels. I hate it. I just put on a good Christmas movie and just sit there. It takes about 20 minutes for me. All right, so a bag of caramels. Then you've got 2 cups of chopped pecans. And what I do, I always toast my pecans if I'm using pecans in a recipe. Makes it so much better. So the way I do it, easy way to do it, you can do it in the oven, you can do it on top of the stove, but I do it if they're frozen, which mine are. I put them on a microwavable plate, put them in the microwave for a minute, kind of stir it around with my hand, then put it in there for another minute, and they're perfectly toasted. If they're not frozen, do that for about a minute. And I'd say about 30 seconds, kind of stir it up so that other parts of the pecan touch the plate, and then do it for another 30 seconds. They'll be perfectly toasted. All right, so I have also just melted my caramels in the microwave, 30-second increments, and it took about 2 minutes, and you stir every 30 seconds and perfectly melted. Okay, so I'm adding the pecans to the caramel. Now, when I say this takes 5 minutes, it's going to take 5 minutes of like active time, like mixing and stirring time. But you're going to have to let this chill in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. And then after we put the chocolate on it, we have to let that cool. So give yourself about an hour for the whole recipe, but it only takes about 5 minutes of you actively doing something with it. So I'm making 2 different things. So I'm just starting this, and then I'm going to put it in the refrigerator and do the next thing. And God, this is kind of hard to stir. You need some muscle. Okay, so what we're going to do, her recipe shows forming one big log. But then she says there's different little, I'm just getting in there with my hands now because that's hard to stir with a spoon. There's different little flavor variations you can do. And she said you could put some cinnamon in it, or you could put some cayenne pepper. And I thought, okay, both of those things sound delicious. So I'm going to do 3 smaller logs, and I'm going to do one with cayenne pepper, one with cinnamon, and the other one just plain. And then people can just choose what they want. Going to a favorite things party tonight with my small group, and I look forward to this. This is so much fun. I'll tell you about it in just a second after I do this because this is time sensitive. All right, so I am going to divide this into thirds, just eyeballing it. And to this one, I'm going to add just a dash of cayenne pepper, because if you've ever used cayenne pepper, you know it is strong. And if people don't like heat, they're not going to like this one. Okay, so I just put it in there and just kind of, now I'm just kind of kneading it with my, all right, and now I'm going to shape this one just into a log. And then we're going to put it on some parchment paper to cool. I'm going to go ahead and do the 2 that I'm adding stuff to, just so it'll mix well in there while it's still warm. Okay, and the next one I'm going to put some cinnamon. And I need to tell myself, okay, this is the way that my brain thinks. So I'm going to do it in alphabetical order. Cayenne, cinnamon. Okay, so this is cayenne. Okay, good. So that's the first one. And then cinnamon will be the second one because it comes second alphabetically. And then the plain will be the third one. Oh, I forgot to put the cinnamon in there. I'm just, well, I'll just go ahead and do that one as the plain one, because it's already pretty. Okay, now I'll put cinnamon. I'm going to say about a half of a teaspoon. Nope, it's going to be about a fourth of a teaspoon. That looked like it was going to be too much. So a fourth of a teaspoon looks like it's going to be, give it a good cinnamon flavor, but not be too much. And again, just kind of kneading it in there to get it all over. Okay, now we will shape the log out of this one. Okay, so our favorite things party. What we do is we have a $10 limit. There's 6 of us. So we have a $10 limit. So you just something that is your favorite thing that is $10 or under. You're going to buy 5 of them so that you can gift everybody one of your favorite things. And so then I walk away with 5 different things that my girlfriends have just loved. If it's just that they found the previous year or that they've always loved. And it is always so much fun to see what everybody's favorite things are and to discover new things that you might love. And so, anyway, I'll have to show you what me and Poppy did. Okay, so Poppy had some stair treads that he was not going to use anymore. And so he told me that they would be so good for serving boards. And I do love to use things that are left over to recreate them into something new. So he cut me some serving boards, and then I saw this scalloped serving board not too long ago that was very expensive. And so I asked him, and so I looked up on YouTube, and there was a man who did it in a different way with a special tool on his, what's that called, Phil? Router, yes. So he had a special bit for his router, and so Phil went and got one, and he did these. He just went around it and did the little scallops, and I burnt their last name in there, and then finished it with some butcher block finish, and I am so excited about these. So that's my favorite thing is things that are homemade. So that's what I'm bringing. Okay, so now back to the recipe. Okay, so we put this in the refrigerator for 30 minutes and let it cool completely, let it get kind of cold, because then we're going to dip them in some chocolate. Woo. Okay, can't wait. They have been chilling. They look great. So what we're going to do now, we have a cup of chocolate chips. She said you can use dark, white. I'm using milk. And she says to melt them the same way we did the caramel in 30-second increments in the microwave, stirring in between. But anytime I'm going to dip something in chocolate, I add just a dollop of oil, probably like a teaspoon. Really, not much at all. I find it thins it out a little bit, and just I don't know, it just helps it to melt better, in my opinion. Okay, so we're going to do this, and then we're going to take a little corner off of one of these to taste them before we dip them in chocolate, because I'm taking whole pecan logs. And anyway, so we're going to taste it first. Okay, that's warming. I'm going to take just the tip of this cayenne one. Oh gosh, it's been chilling. So it's okay. I gotta get another one. That was tough. That's like hard. Okay. I love a good pecan log. I cannot believe how easy that was and how good that is. Of course, that's just caramel and pecans. How can you go wrong? But it's got a little cayenne. This is the one with a little cayenne. It's got a little kick to it. That's incredible. I hope nobody else likes them so I can bring them home. Okay, first 30 seconds are done. About to stir them. And then we'll get it melted and I'll show you what we do next. Okay, so that took 1.5 minutes for me, but I've got it in a glass bowl. I don't know, and it's perfectly smooth, perfectly dippable. Okay, I'm gonna start with the cayenne one, I guess, just because it's the first one alphabetically on the pan. Okay, so it says you can just pour it over it, but I'm just gonna, or you can dip it. I'm just gonna try to dip it. I don't know if this, yeah, it's gonna work. This pan is kind of shallow. Okay, I've got 2 forks and I'm just kind of letting it drip, the extra chocolate drip off. So I just roll it around in the chocolate and let the extra chocolate drip off. This is where, in the picture, it had some chopped pecans on top of it, and she said you could sprinkle a little sea salt with chocolate. So good. So I'm gonna sprinkle just a little sea salt. Then I'm gonna put some chopped pecans on it while the chocolate is wet. And then I'm gonna do that with the other 2. And then we're gonna put it in the refrigerator for another 15 to 20 minutes to let the chocolate harden. And then I'm gonna take it out a good bit before the party so the inside will soften a little bit so we don't crack our teeth when we eat it. But look how pretty this is. Hold on, let me get my stuff. Look how pretty that is. I'm so excited. I think these are going to be sensational. So easy, quick. Going to a party, you want to bring something homemade. This is homemade, but you don't have to bake. You just melt things in the microwave, mix them together, dip them in chocolate, and you got it. So make something homemade for a holiday party. Surprise yourself, surprise everybody else, and enjoy. Thanks for watching.